Hi, sir. I'm Shamila, and for this presentation, I would be doing the introduction for my part. So, for the introduction, teaching English as second language will focus on two big pillars today, which is the reading and also writing. So, when we talk about reading and writing, it's not just about decoding words on a page, but it's also about helping students to get the context and also connect it with what they have on the topic. For example, when we're given a topic, we might have slight knowledge regarding the topic, but once we read more into it, we would actually gain more information from the reading. So basically, reading and writing would feed into each other. Mastering both is the only way for us to truly become proficient in English. So for us Malaysians, we actually follow the KSSR framework, where the goal is to keep the focus on the learner and make them experience the learning in a way more meaningful way. So for our assignment, we actually chose the focus towards year 4 students. So we thought that we could not just throw like difficult tasks or assignments to them, but we would have to go for something that is way more creative and also way more collaborative to actually match their energy and also their social levels, so that we would actually able to help them express their ideas, like we would guide them and so on. So our take on the learning is actually saving the environment. We chose that topic. We believe that it is actually a great example because not only students would learn about grammar, vocabulary, and so on, but they would also expand their knowledge regarding our environment. Basically, we would teach them on how they could save our environment, like they could recycle, they could save water, save electricity, and so on. So this is a great example because we lean on to real world issue. So not only that they would learn about our environment, but they would also be getting creative with themselves because we are going to guide them to make posters regarding our environment. So they would write about recycling and how recycling is one of the ways for us to save our environment and so on. And we would also ask them to write about their own habits on how they would save the environment based on their daily tasks or their daily life. For example, they would save electricity by turning off um their lights, their fan, their aircon if no one is using it or if no one is at home. So we believe that this topic hits all the learning goals, all while keeping them interested. So at the end of the day, at the end of this introduction, I'm so sorry, sir. This project is about fostering critical thinking and also social responsibility, since the students would learn on how they would save our environment, as I mentioned before. So when students are discussing about littering or saving the electricity, they would actually realize that this is not just them learning about our environment, but also somehow a way for them to use English way more efficiently. So English is more than just a school subject, but it is also a tool that they can use to take action in the real world. That's all from my part. Thank you.
So hello, my name is Fernandez, and I will be present about the part of the importance of reading and writing. So, first of all, reading gives learners exposure to the target language, which help them build their vocabulary, grammar awareness, and comprehension. For the text in the year 4 English textbooks, like passages on environmental conservation, animal habitats, and healthy living, teach students how ideas are organized and presented. For the activities such as identifying the main ideas, sequencing events, and inferring meanings can strengthen their understanding for the English textbooks. And for the writing also complements reading by allowing learners to produce language and express ideas clearly, which the year 4 tasks includes completing sentences, writing short paragraphs, or suggesting ways to save the environment. For example, after reading about recycling, students may write their own tips to reduce plastic use, reinforcing both language skills and values. And for the values and creativity, this lesson also build critical thinking and moral values like empathy, responsibility, aligning with the KSR co-curriculum. By using these creative materials such as recycled items, videos, and interactive quizzes makes learning engaging and supports mixed ability learners. Uh, in the short term, the systematic of teaching and reading lays the foundation for lifelong learning, academic success, and the personal growth and for the personal growth of the students. That is all for my part. I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Abigail Hena Ana Andrew, and I will be presenting the lesson plan for our group. And yeah, so our lesson plan is for year 4 students for the English, and we will be focusing on reading and writing. So this lesson will be conducted on Monday, 22nd December of 2025, and the duration is 60 minutes. As for the theme for this lesson is World of Knowledge, and the topic is saving the environment. The main focus skills are reading and writing, as I mentioned earlier, which emphasizes adjectives, simple present tense, and simple sentence structure. So throughout this lesson, pupils will also learn environmental vocabulary. For these content standards, the main skills is 4.2, which is to communicate basic information intelligibly for a range of purposes. The complementary skills is 3.2, which focuses on understanding a variety of text using appropriate reading strategies. And by the end of the lesson, pupils should be able to write 4 to 5 sentences describing ways to save the environment using suitable vocabulary, as they should also be able to identify at least 3 key details from a simple reading text about environmental protection. In terms of learning modes, pupils will work individually, in pairs, or in group, as the lesson integrates cross-curricular elements, especially science, to promote environmental awareness. So for the set induction, I will show pictures of clean and polluted environments. Pupil will be asked which place they would live in and why. So that is for the example of the lesson. This activity is meant to activate their prior knowledge and introduce the lesson topic. So next, in activity A, pupils will read short passages about protecting the environment. I will then ask comprehension questions such as name 3 ways we can save the environment, and why is it important to keep our surroundings clean. And then next, for the activity B, pupils will work in groups to create a simple posters using recycled materials. With this activity combines both reading and writing, pupils will identify environmental phrases and write a simple sentences on their posters using the vocabulary learned. And after that, activity C, pupils will complete guided worksheets using sentences starters. They will write a short paragraph of 4 to 5 sentences about ways to save the environment with higher proficiencies. For the higher proficiencies pupils will add extra details, while lower proficiencies pupils will use sentence scaffolds. Pupils then will present their work to the class, and I will provide feedback. So for the closure, I will summarize the key points of the lesson, such as recycling, reducing waste, saving water, and planting trees. Pupils will recap what they learned and will be encouraged to practice at least one environmental action at home or at school. Assessment will be done through observation, written tasks, and group participation, focusing on content, vocabulary use, and sentence structure. So, in conclusion, these lessons aim to develop pupils' reading and writing skills while promoting environmental awareness and moral values such as responsibilities, respect, and cooperation. And that is all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I will present the teaching materials that I have created to support reading and writing skills among Year 4 ESL learners. In this project, I used the 3 types of teaching materials, which is recycled materials, online materials, and also writing worksheet. These materials are designed to be engaging, suitable for pupils' proficiency levels, and based on the same theme, saving the environment. First, recycled materials are used to encourage creativity and environmental awareness. Pupils read short environmental phrases and create a simple poster using materials such as cardboard and old magazines. This activity helps pupils practice reading comprehension, sentence recognition, and basic writing skills while working collaboratively in groups. Next, online materials supports pupils' reading skills through short digital texts and simple comprehension activities like multiple choice and matching questions. These activities increase pupils' motivation, provide immediate feedback, and help them identify main ideas and key vocabulary. Lastly, writing worksheets guide pupils in constructing simple sentences. This worksheet includes sentence starters and illustrations to support lower proficiency pupils while allowing higher proficiency pupils to expand their ideas. This helps pupils organize their thoughts and improve sentence structure. In conclusion, these 3 teaching materials work together to enhance pupils' reading and writing skills, promote environmental awareness, and create an engaging learning experience. Thank you.
All right, so moving on to my part, which is the teaching materials. So, picking the right teaching material is key to helping Year 4 ESL students to get better at reading and writing. The good ones are fun, make sense to them, and match their English level. No, not super hard stuff or baby talk. In this project, we're using 3 simple types: recycled things like old newspaper and cardboard, online stuff like videos and games, and writing worksheet. And this help kids and I mean students to understand what they are read and write their own ideas, plus they teach them to care about the environment. Moving to recycled material, such as we mentioned before, we are using cardboards, bottle caps, newspaper, and all magazines are incorporated into the reading and writing lesson to promote creativity and environmental responsibility. These materials are easily accessible and cost effective, making them suitable for primary school classrooms. So, in this activity, pupils read short environmental phrases or sentence related to saving the environment and use the recycled materials to create a simple poster. So, furthermore, the reading component involves pupils identifying and understanding the phrases, while the writing component requires them to copy or write simple sentences onto the cardboard. So this activity supports vocabulary and sentence recognition and basic writing skills. The use of recycled materials also helps pupils understand the concept of reusing resources, which align with the lesson plan. And furthermore, working in group encourages the collaboration and peer learning, allowing there to mix ability learners to support one another during the activity. Moving on to online materials. So online material help year 4 ESL student to build reading skill with interactive stuff that is full of picture and quick feedback. Thing is, it is like short digital text or easy quizzes on protecting the environment work great to motivate the student right away by showing if they are right or not. And people pupils read simple passages and tackle comprehension question like multiple choice or matching ones to spot main idea, keywords, and a little bit of details. So these activities fit differently learning style and keep everyone hooked on reading. Bringing tech into the ESL classroom matches how kids learns today, so they can get them more comfortable with digital tools and let teachers mix things up for a lively lesson. All right, furthermore, on writing worksheets. So, writing worksheets guide year 4 ESL students to build simple, meaningful sentences about saving the environment. They come with sentences starters, easy prompts, and fun picture to help students to get the idea without feeling lost. As students fill them out, they practice sorting their thoughts, picking the right words, and making sentences that sounds right. And this step-by-step setup is perfect for students who struggle. It gives them support and cuts down on writing stress. And so smarter kids can add more idea or sentences to stretch themselves. So overall, this worksheet link reading, writing nicely, making sure everyone hits the lesson goals. Okay, so moving on to the next part of the content, which is assessment. So assessment keeps tabs on how your 4 ESL kids are progressing and show if our activities are working. So it highlights their strengths and weakness where they need a hand and check if they're really getting the lesson. So in this project, we use observation, written tasks, and how kids join in class activities for a full picture of their reading and writing growth. For reading, we watch them read texts out loud with confidence and accuracy, then ask questions on main ideas, detail, and what it all means, that they also pick out key points to show real understanding. And uh, writing gets checked through worksheets and exercises, looking at clear ideas, good word choice, a language, and their efforts. So we can give a helpful feedback. So student chats in discussion and group work reveals how they use skills in real life. And regular check-ins let teachers spot who need extra help, tweak lesson for different levels, and guide everyone to get better step by step. So in a nutshell, it's not just grades, it's about building confident readers and writers.
Hello everyone. So for this part, I will do the conclusion for our project. So I will highlight why reading and writing lessons are essential for the year 4 ESL learners. Um, First of all, reading and writing build a strong foundation for the future learning for the students in the year 4. Reading also helps students expand vocabulary, understand grammar, and connect ideas to real life. For example, texts on environmental awareness and that could make lessons meaningful and more relevant in the classroom. Uh, for the writing, it also complements reading by allowing students to express ideas clearly and creatively, such as writing tips to protect the environment. Uh, this also use various resources like worksheets, online tools, and recycled materials that support different learning styles and keep students motivated. Um, Regular practice also improves comprehension, vocabulary, and confidence in both reading aloud and writing. For the assessment, it also provides valuable feedback, helping teachers could identify the strengths and areas for improvement for the students. Uh, all over, reading and writing encourage critical and creative thinking that prepare students for academic success and everyday communication. To sums up all of this, a well-planned reading and writing lessons help year 4 students become more proficient, confident, and independent learners in the future. These skills are also vital not only for mastering English but also for a lifelong learning and effective communication in their life. So that is all from our group, and thank you.